Scriblerus Club, whose members were Pope, Swift, Gay, Arbuthnot, author of the Memoirs of Martinus Scriblerus, and others. Most of the men in the circle of the Inklings were select friends of C.S. Lewis. It is inevitable, therefore, that there will be some overlap with the content of my book, C.S. Lewis, A Biography of Friendship, which features a number of Lewis's friends. In particular, I refer to certain events that are pivotal both to Lewis's life and to the development of the Inklings as a group. I've done my best to keep any overlapping to the minimum. Where I've taken up material that is also in the biography of C.S. Lewis, it is here in an entirely different frame and setting. Thus the organisation of each book is very different. Whereas accounts of Lewis's friends in the biography serve to illuminate Lewis the man and the development and shaping forces in his life, in my depiction of the Inklings, such accounts of friends are there to throw light on the group and its distinctive life and interactions as a community of friends. I have been researching and writing on the Inklings for over 40 years now, and this book draws on that work. Some contributions to essay collections or reference books are to be found in the bibliography. In 2000, my friend the late David Porter and I put together the Inklings Handbook, now long out of print. Even in the years since that book appeared, there has been much new research on the group. My own exposure to the Inklings was a process of gradual discovery. After reading C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity in class during my school days, I began reading everything I could find by the same author, little realizing the extent and range of his writings. Through this reading I gradually discovered Tolkien, Charles Williams, Owen Barfield, and the existence of the Inklings. I also added to my reading other writers who had influenced them, such as George MacDonald. Their writings provided me with a key to why I liked so many other writers, many in the fields of science fiction and fantasy, but others where the connection was at first less clear, such as with William Golding and John Fowles. The list, like the road, goes ever on and on. I mentioned that my interest in the Inklings has been long-standing, and as a result this book has inevitably been influenced by the work of others. Of those who have also written at length on the Inklings, particularly helpful have been Diana Glyer, Humphrey Carpenter, Gareth Knight, and Hal Poe. My visits to the Marion E. Wade Centre at Wheaton College, Illinois, and the Special Collections Reading Room at the Bodleian Library in Oxford have been invaluable. Though long ago now, conversations I had with David Porter, often by telephone late at night as we worked on our Inklings Handbook, opened up the world of this extraordinary group of writers. As well as acknowledging my debt to those who have written on the Inklings, my thanks are also due to those who have been directly involved in the publication of this book, such as my editors Ali Hull, Margaret Milton, and Helen Birkbeck, and also Jonathan Roberts, Lisa Nugent, Rhoda Hardy, and others at Lion Hudson. Introduction. C.S. Lewis and the Dinosaurs. In 1954, C.S. Lewis was at a turning point in his life. For nearly 30 years he had been a fellow and tutor in English at Magdalen College, Oxford. Though a popular lecturer with an impressive string of groundbreaking academic publications to his name, from The Allegory of Love, which came out in 1936, to English Literature in the 16th Century, published in 1954, he had been passed over several times for a chair of English. In his personal life, it was over 3 years since Mrs. Janie Moore, the woman he had looked after as devotedly as if she were his mother, had died, freeing him from a self-imposed burden of care. His brother, Warren, however, was falling into alcoholic blackouts with worrying frequency. Lewis had also recently taken a change of direction in his writings, from a muscular, intellectual defence of Christian beliefs as a high-profile apologist to putting his creative energies into more overtly imaginative prose and fiction. The Chronicles of Narnia had flowed from his pen, and also an autobiography, Surprised by Joy. This book focused upon an experience he called joy, which had led him from atheism to a belief in God, and was soon to be published. Then came an invitation from Cambridge University, offering him a newly created Chair of Medieval and Renaissance Literature. Even before he was asked, the distinguished electors, who included 2 from Oxford, one of whom was his fellow Inkling J.R.R. Tolkien, had unanimously voted for Lewis as their first.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.